All right, so we will begin the webinar now. Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished members from the architectural, design, woodworking, and allied industry, students from various architectural, interior design, forestry, and woodworking science institutes, ladies and gentlemen, I am Arif Musa, Manager Marketing at Canadian Wood. I thank you for taking our time to attend this webinar on Canadian Wood, the Sustainable Design Solution. On behalf of Canadian Wood, I'll welcome each one of you to this webinar. I'll just give you a little brief about who we are and what we do. Being the non-profit Crown Corporation of the Government of British Columbia, supported by NRCan, Canadian Wood is engaged in promotion of lumber, wood from BC, Canada, technology and value-added products such as glue lime and CLT, etc., along with the use of sustainable wood for various applications. We promote 5 wood species in India, and a bit of more information will be shared by my colleague going forward in the webinar. I'm very delighted to bring 2 experienced and well-known personalities to address you on today's topic, sustainable material and design. We are looking forward to a very interesting next 60 minutes of informative presentations and followed by a Q&A session. To start with the webinar, let me introduce you and welcome our very first speaker and also my colleague, Dr. Jimmy Thomas. Dr. Jimmy Thomas, perhaps the first Indian to get the title Wood Technologist in 1999. Jimmy is the Assistant Director, Technical Services with Canadian Wood since 2016. Earlier, he served as the Wood Technologist and Laboratory Manager at the Central Wood Testing Laboratory, the Rubber Wood under the Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Government of India for 16 years. He holds a Master's in Wood Science and Technology from FRI Dehradun in the first batch in 1998 and a PhD in Wood Science from University of Canterbury, New Zealand. He has authored more than 10 peer-reviewed journal papers and a book chapter apart from presenting many conference papers. He is the Vice President of Indian Academy of Wood Science, Bangalore, and a member of Research Advisory Group of Institute of Wood Science and Technology, Bangalore, and the Board of Studies, FRI deemed University, Dehradun, both under the Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Government of India. He is visiting faculty for FII, NID Bangalore, CPT University, Ahmedabad. He is a technical member of several organizations such as Furniture Fitting Skill Council, FFSC, Bureau of Indian Standard, International Association of Wood Economists, Society of Wood Science and Technology, USA, and Woodworkers Guild of America. I now like to invite Jimmy to share his presentation on Canadian Wood, the Sustainable Design Solution. Over to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Arif, for a very generous introduction. Give me a sec to set my presentation up.
Sure.
Is that visible correctly in full screen?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So, very good afternoon and a very warm welcome to this webinar, Canadian Wood, the Sustainable Design Solution. Forests are one of the key areas of focus when it comes to safeguarding the Earth's ecosystem. Needless to mention that forests impact climate change, and looking after them helps mitigate natural calamities related to global warming and high carbon footprint. In this talk, after introducing us and our activities, I will go through the sustainable forest practices in Canada, making it the world leader in supplying certified and legal timber. I will also explain you the features and benefits of Canadian wood through many product images thereafter. I take this opportunity to introduce ourselves. Like Arif said, we are formally known as Forestry Innovation, or FII in short. It's a crown corporation of the Government of British Columbia, the westernmost province of Canada. We are not-for-profit, non-commercial organization engaged in promotion of wood species from BC, Canada in the overseas market, including India. In other words, we do not manufacture, sell, or engage in any kind of transactions, but create and facilitate an ecosystem to do them. We have been operational in India since 2014 and been closely engaged with the woodworking fraternity across the country through our offices in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi NCR. We create awareness in the market about Canadian wood, its species, their properties and applications through media, collaterals, and trade shows, etc., to establish top of the mind recall. We also host webinars, seminars, training workshops to educate our target audience on our wood species. In addition, we handhold, share best practices, and provide technical support to the woodworking industry, including facilitating the demonstrations and product trials using the Canadian wood species. Over these years, we have helped put together a network of more than 41 stockists, Canadian wood stockists in 22 cities who serve customers across India. Through them, Canadian Wood has been a part of numerous revamp projects all over the country and some wonderful structured projects as well. I will share some pictures of these later in my presentation, and more is featured in detail in our ebook available in our website. India's forests are protected by law to help increase the forest cover as part of its commitment towards mitigation of global warming. India ranks third among the top 10 countries that have gained forest areas in the last decade, as per the Food and Agriculture Organization, and it is now 24.62%. Having said that, India is the second most populous nation, perhaps the most populous nation now in the world, with a fast-growing economy that makes huge demands on its resources, making it a fiber deficit nation and thus dependent on imported wood to meet the demands. Needless to mention that to meet its commitment of net zero by 2070 at the COP26, India will do well to ensure that the wood imported is legal, certified, and from sustainably managed forests. Contrary to our popular belief, harvesting forests is essential to keep forests healthy. Not only all trees in aging forests are less efficient in sucking carbon in and releasing oxygen, but decaying forests release their stored carbon slowly into the atmosphere or rapidly through wildfire as well. Thus, reforestation and sustainable forestry practices ensure that the carbon cycle continues through healthy forests that store carbon. This is very important at the context of current global warming and natural calamities all we face now. Let me show you a very informative video on the sustainable forestry operations being followed in Canada.
There are few places on Earth that can match the diversity and richness of Canada's forests. Forests are an important part of Canada's natural ecosystem and central to its economy, making up just under half of its landscape with 8 major forest regions and a vast diversity of wood species. From planting a seedling to manufacturing lumber, the forest sector in British Columbia and Canada is an interconnected industry of forest management and wood processing. This includes planting, tree harvesting with modern, high-tech machinery, and sophisticated wood product manufacturing. The entire cycle is planned around responsible resource management. In British Columbia, forestry and wood product manufacturing are a fabric of our culture, our communities, and our people. Our forests provide a sustainable supply of wood for lumber and mass timber products, while protecting our environmental and social values of wildlife, water, community, economic interests, and First Nations peoples. British Columbia is a global leader in sustainable forest management. Forestry practices in British Columbia ensure that environmental, social, and economic needs are met for current and future generations. This matters to our customers and sets us apart from other supply regions globally. Wood products from British Columbia come from legal, sustainably managed forests. By law, less than 1% of the forests are harvested annually, with 3 trees planted for every single tree harvested. This commitment to forest regeneration results in 200 million new seedlings planted every year, ensuring replenished forests for the future. Canadian wood suppliers provide certified products under the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, and the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, PEFC. These strict international certification standards add additional assurance of the global protection of forest resources and make Canada a reliable and sustainable provider of wood products. State-of-the-art technology and machinery, incorporated in our forestry practices and through our highly productive, efficient sawmills, support the production of Canada's quality lumber. After harvesting, logs are transported to sawmills for manufacturing. At the sawmill, the logs are cut to target lengths and loaded into a debarking machine to remove the bark. Next, logs are processed through primary breakdown equipment like head rigs and chip-n saws and are turned into lumber. The lumber is then sawed to specific widths and trimmed to specific lengths as it passes through secondary equipment like edgers and trimmers. A scanner will show if the lumber requires any further trimming. Next, the lumber is sorted by thickness, width, length, and sometimes by grade attribute. It is stacked, which may include stacking on sticks for kiln drying. When the lumber is dry, it is ready for final processing. Some lumber goes through a planer mill to be made smooth. Whether planed or rough, the lumber is then graded and trimmed. It is sorted by size and by grade, then finally packaged for shipment. This results in the most efficient yield of the best quality lumber. Once the lumber is packaged and prepared for shipment, it is loaded onto a network of trucks and rail cars for delivery to shipping ports for distribution around the world. Independent studies confirm that the CO2 stored in wood products far outweighs any extra CO2 generated by the efficient manufacturing and shipping of Canadian lumber around the world. Lumber produced from British Columbia and Canada is durable, strong, and versatile. Superior working properties offer design flexibility and durability. Canadian lumber products can be bent, shaped, or assembled as required, making it ideal for countless indoor, outdoor, and structural applications such as windows, doors, gazebos, and furniture like tables and chairs. Canadian wood species are also easy to face laminate, edge glue and/or finger joint, and standard sizes and grades ensure that the same high-quality product reaches the client each time. Canadian wood products bring warmth and natural beauty to an interior and exterior application or furniture product. It can be sanded to create a smooth surface, has a superior coating adherence, and can easily take any stain or finish. Across Canada and North America, wood products are influencing design and construction, not only for interior and exterior applications, but also the construction of buildings. Mass timber products are changing the way buildings are constructed, allowing for immense spans and taller buildings made of wood. Canadian wood products are being used in a wide range of buildings and products, showcasing the versatility, strength, and durability of lumber from Canadian forests. That is why using Canadian wood is a natural choice.
Welcome back. I'm sure you must have enjoyed the video and you have a very good idea about the Canadian forest practices as well as the wood industry practices in processing lumber. Now, BC's approach to sustainable forestry focuses on forest forever. That's a motto there. This approach has gathered international recognition for BC as a global leader in sustainable forest management. You must have seen forested area as it did before European settlement. Thus, abundance of wood is available for exports for long time to come. Here is a snapshot of sustainable forest management certification in Canada. Let me talk to you about wood, which is the only sustainable material now. Wood is the only sustainable and renewable construction material. I want to repeat that again. That's because it is the only renewable. Wood can be planted. Trees can be planted and harvested in every 20 years or so, but no other natural material like rock or what minerals or those things cannot be replenished like that. And as we know, wood has the highest embodied carbon in it. Wood, when the tree grows, wood absorbs tree absorbs carbon dioxide and is converted into the food material and is stored inside. So carbon dioxide and carbon forms are absorbed from the atmosphere, and that's the way trees are helping our environment. And wood is easy to work with, and it is easy to handle as well. It has got versatile properties and uses. And I should always say it is the nature's gift to humanity. So let's think about, let me introduce Canadian wood to you. Countries, countries from temperate and colder climates mostly have pine and or spruce, whereas BC Canada has much more to offer by way of its 5 distinct species. Each of these are known for their unique properties. You can see them in the tree format as well as the timber format on the screen. They are easy to work with and very versatile. Amongst them, the 2 cedars are naturally durable as well. Western hemlock, for example, it has very good strength, straight grain, nice appearance. It's easy to work with. It absorbs or takes glue and finishes very well, and has a very good nail and screw holding power. Douglas fir, you have seen in the video, the multi-story building was made with Douglas fir. It has got excellent strength, straight grain, nice appearance. It takes again glue and finishes very well. It is a perfect choice for making doors, furniture, and structural products such as pillar, posts, beams, and building components as well. Spruce pine fir, one of the most versatile timber, which is a structural timber actually, used for making houses in North America and across the globe. They are coming from very mature trees. They are seasoned and stable, good strength. Has it's also already the strength has been tested and is stress rated. So they are structural grade timber used for construction or structural applications. Western red cedar is well known for its outdoor characteristics, good for all the exterior applications. It has got very good dimension stability. It's naturally durable, very light in weight as well as dark in color. So it's a natural choice for outdoor applications, or all the pergola, gazebo, cladding, decking, sauna kind of exposed items can be made, and largely made in India also. Different products are made with the Western red cedar. Now, yellow cedar. Yellow cedar is again very naturally durable timber. It's heavier than the other cedar, red cedar, and is largely used for making door and window frames, main doors, carved doors, or for outdoor furniture, and also for making the exterior products like pergola, gazebo, and some molding products as well. Being very stable wood, excellent woodworking properties and finishing are also associated with the yellow cedar. These are the different sizes, common sizes and sizes available from Canadian timber industry. Coastal species, there are 3 different species, Western hemlock, Douglas fir, and the cedars. They are available in 2-inch thickness onwards, up to, for example, 2x4s, 2x4, 2x6, and wider sizes. Lengths are normally from 8 feet to 20 feet. So we get longer lengths and bigger, thicker planks as well. Interior species are spruce pine fir mainly, along with the Douglas fir. It is actually coming with surfaced 4-side conditions. It's already planed and ready to use. It's a structural timber, so it's already stress rated. They are available in 1.5-inch thickness, mostly 38 mm. That is the normal size, and widths ranging from 5.5 inches or 141 mm onwards. So we call them 2x4 onwards, or 2x4 wider, up to 2x12. Length is ranging from 8 to 20. So these are the common sizes. Other than these sizes, custom sizes are also available. All species there, all these 5 species, they come as lumber. The sawn timber, which is duly graded, consistently sized and seasoned. The lumber is from mature trees, often as old as 200 plus years, and they are highly stable, which is appreciated by the woodworking industry. So let me take you through the various images which I would like to show you, so that the applications are well described there. So let me show you the furniture applications. These are all locally designed and manufactured by the Indian architects or manufacturers. So furniture applications, some are customized products. Furniture again, interior furniture. One is rustic in look, and modern. The other one is modern living room furniture. Finally, here are some fine examples of reman products done with Canadian wood, designed by Indian architects, and is export to various countries across the globe. And we have some examples of door and windows, and also the frames. Here again, door and windows, carved doors, fine doors, or front doors, and some great examples of from USA as well as Italy. For then again, hospitality projects, interior projects, and yeah, large auditorium decorated with or paneled with Western hemlock timber. Over to you, Arif.
Yeah, hi Jimmy. Sorry, we are facing a little technical issues.
Okay. The presentation went well. Over to you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Sorry, we're just facing a little internet connection issues. So, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for a wonderful session. I would now like to begin and proceed further to our next speaker, Mr. C.S. Sushant, Principal Designer and Head of the Department, National Institute of Design, Bangalore. Mr. Sushant CS is a faculty in the industry design discipline. He graduated from NID in 1998 in the industrial design and specialized in furniture design. He started his career with NID's outreach programs and consultancy services in 1998 and joined as a faculty member in the furniture and interior design discipline in 2002. Sushant has worked on many projects in the areas of school furniture, coir composite furniture, bamboo products, and with various craft clusters in different parts of India. One of his core areas. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Arif.
Yes, sorry, again, I just got disconnected. I'm just going to be sharing the introduction again for people who have missed me. So, Mr. Sushant is a faculty in the industrial design discipline. He's a graduated from NID in 1998 in the industrial design and specialized in furniture design. He started his career with NID's outreach program and consultancy services in 1998 and joined as a faculty member in the interior design discipline in 2002. Sushant has worked on many projects in the areas of school furniture, coir composite furniture, bamboo products, and with various craft cultures clusters in different parts of India. One of his core areas of interest is bamboo and its application. He also heads the NID Center for Bamboo Initiatives. He teaches in various disciplines, especially design for retail experience and furniture design. He takes courses such as design representation, retail furniture and fixtures, system design, packaging, material and process, and model making. He has participated in various national and international programs such as India Show in Ethiopia in May 2011 and ATO's Inai program in Japan. He was an advisor at the International Design Workshop at the National Cheng Kung University in Taiwan and participated at the Toy Design Workshop held at London in November 2010 and October 2011. Let me welcome Mr. Sushant to deliver his talk. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Arif. So I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Arif? Yeah. So I'll will not take much time. Quickly, I will go through to my presentation. Hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes, sir, the screen is visible.
Yeah.
I would just request you to full screen. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you. So very good afternoon to everyone present here, and thank you for the introduction. So my presentation is mostly like our recent experience that we have with the Canadian wood. Like our students had experimented to make some furniture's product. And before that, I will just run through about NID and our furniture design program and like a program about the retail experience in Bangalore. Okay, so quickly, like I think many of you knows about NID. I think maybe might have visited and maybe from NID. Okay, so NID started very back in 1961 by Government of India, and basically for design education and consultancy in the field of design, research, and craft and all. And it has been declared as institution of national importance in 2014. So we have 3 campuses, and one main campus is in Ahmedabad with 8 programs in BDS and MDes, and Gandhinagar we have 7 MDes program. Bangalore we have 5 master's program. So one of it is designed for retail experience that is coming in this presentation later. And apart from design education, we also do lots of consultancy projects where I been used to work with like many of the school furniture, like interior projects, furniture projects, and we take up lots of work in the traditional sector, like especially craft and as Arif mentioned, one of my key concentration is in bamboo. So I do lots of work with bamboo, and we have a Center for Bamboo Initiative in Bangalore and in Ahmedabad. We do lots of experiments and exploration, and we show new applications and different way of using material, different species to the people. So one of the program offered in Ahmedabad campus in Masters and BDes, which is furniture design, and it's one of the very old program, started in 1968. Okay, so looking at the industrial development and the market, everything, the new material, new technology that coming up in the country. So this program started in 1968 with a team of people from architecture, from masters, and again after from school. So they initially like this team of the first batch of students and people. If I mention like some of the key people, one of the important person who helped to set up the furniture department was Rolf Misol and Nakashima. Okay, who so many of the people who visited NID, international designers, those time, like late 60s and early 70s, who had built like some kind of a way of understanding our furniture systems. Okay, how the approach and the construction method, technology, all that. So the people like who work or maybe join in furniture design, they have to go to like understanding the material, they have to work with material, different technique, joining, then working with different machines, understanding the process, finishing, and many courses the furniture designers go through at NID. So you look at the picture. So everything has some kind of a like different approach you will see. So depends on the material or maybe the process. So many way people work in the workshop and studios. And that is one of the important factor in is people work with material. Okay, so it is not like they make small model. People has to make a 1:1 working prototype. Okay, that make people very confident about when tomorrow when they talk to the people they're very clear about what they're talking. Okay, so the education is very experience oriented, different material, combination of material. When you're putting two material combination, how you join it. So everything is being very well put together in the curriculum. And many factors that as a design students, architects, many things that influence design, from material to market to people to climate, economics, many things like that influence furniture. And as I told, many range of material, okay, from wood being a very primary material used in furniture, to metal, to bamboo, to very many kinds of board like rubber, okay, or maybe coir. Okay, so the first picture, like in the top, some of these are coir furniture. I think many of you may not have familiar with the coir composite material. So we have experimented with many of these natural material, where we also try to look at furniture as a sustainable solution also. Form, color, all these are part of learning process at NIT. And one of the most important is the joinery. Okay, so even I tell my students, when you design a furniture, 4 things are very important: joinery, structure, economics, and aesthetic. If you been able to put all these 4 things together, you'll be able to build a very good furniture. So students do learn lots of joineries, fixtures, hardwares, and we also experimented with connector based, because this is another new area that is evolving. When Jimmy also mentioned in presentation about connectors, okay, to make the building, but we are talking about the connectors to build furniture. So your furniture manufacturing and assembly, dismantling, it can become very easy. Even a customer themselves will be able to do the process. So this is some of the experiment that we did with bamboo and wood combination, even bamboo board. You can see here the bamboo, the legs, and the rest is wood, the pine wood. Okay, so we've been doing lots of experiment even in bamboo. Lots of work happening in bamboo. Okay, so here you can see a knockdown table that is developed in bamboo based on the no, metal connectors. And if you look at historically, NID been doing lots of wood furniture. Okay, maybe from the Rolf Misol to Nakashima time or Upadhyay and J.G. Sevak. Many people, if I start naming, there are long list to mention here. Okay, so many of them have demonstrated the timber as a base material, to create wonderful furniture. Here you can see the wood bending. So wood bending also introduced in NID in 70s by George Nakashima, and many knockdown systems also, okay, introduced in NID, and students been in the market also practice even long back, creating their own knockdown systems. So looking at the market, the flat pack requirement, okay, the learning supports all that. One of the Rolf Missol's work. Again, looking from the traditional form, bringing to the furniture. Again, bent wood. Okay, so bent wood furniture. A series of furniture has been developed in that way. It's all like part of either a project or experiment, okay, or maybe part of any like classroom activity. So wood is been a primary material at NID, apart from any other material used. Metal again, like one of the important material, but always like wood had a bigger place in NID. Like you can see many demonstration have been done. So when I was talking to Jimmy, Jimmy told, okay, we have this wood. Okay, then I thought, okay, maybe NID can explore, start thinking about using the Canadian wood. Here you can see the folding furniture. When every student go through making a folding furniture, which is a very special feature that NID, every kind of joineries, how it fold, how flat it can be fold. Many furniture you see doesn't fold completely. Okay, but in NID, the focus is how you make a complete fold. It has to be a very flat. So some examples of folding furniture. And if any of you are able to go to NID, you'll be able to see many of these examples. Even bringing craft, okay, to the furniture. So craft-based furniture. And again, sometime we also thinking about how to use other alternative timbers. Okay, when there was lots of restriction in Indian market about using timber, cutting forest, and all that. So there were lots of alternative things coming. One of it was rubber wood, and we have used rubber wood in many our projects in NID and in classrooms. Another was bamboo. So I've been working with bamboo since around 20 plus years, and we have developed good systems to work with bamboo. And we can make very beautiful furniture using bamboo, you can see some of the example. It's all developed for some industries and some entrepreneurs, and all these are knocked down. Okay, so bamboo for knockdown, it was like something people at some point of time was thinking is impossible. No, you cannot make bamboo knockdown furniture from bamboo. Okay, but we have developed a kind of a system, standardizing the raw material and standardizing joining system, and we made it. And briefly, I want to talk about the one of the program in Bangalore, where I'm going to connect with the connection with Canadian. So Design for Retail Experience, one of the MDES program that I started in 2007, looking at the retail industries booming in the country. So as furniture design, as I mentioned, here also the retail students goes through a completely overview about the retail market. Okay, so I'm talking about people look from the space, systems, branding, packaging, furniture, fixture design, system, everything it's like a program which introduced everything about the retail market. Okay, so some of the example, I can go through even proper professionally, they also learn how to take a picture of a product for marketing or a packaging part. Again, hands-on working. Some of the examples done by students for DuPont. Exhibition we participate. Students, every batch of the students do learning to work with material through making this window display in 1:1 size, and to understand the lighting. So they work and they understand the different light fixtures, how to use it, what kind of light, how much everything they learn practically in this 2 years program. And one of the other thing is branding. Retail, something like very important part is branding. So without branding, retail doesn't work. So to brand something, how to pack something, how a packaging works in a real time. So lots of experiment with packaging examples. Some of the students work. Okay, so actually they make so many prototypes. So actually they go through with different materials, systems, complex system. Like nowadays, online retail is also becoming very popular. Right now, it's become too popular during the Corona time. So our people also learn about that, how to use the technology in retail or the relevant other areas. Some of the example. So now they're I'm connecting Canadian Buddhists with the retail side. Okay, so Jimmy, I know for nearly 20 years since when he worked with rubber board, and he came once and he told me okay, now I'm with the Canadian board, okay, and we have wonderful timber, okay, which is properly forest. Sustainable managed forest, and the properly processed timber. It is used in India, and lots of industries are started using. So why not? Maybe we look at the young students also to get introduced to it. Okay, and also see what else apart from what is happening in the market, the regular all furniture, table, chair, all things are happening. So apart from that, I thought what else we can do with the wood. So we had lots of discussion, and thanks to the Canadian Wood and especially to Jimmy for providing us some raw material and which we could take to the class. Okay, and introduce to the current batch. And Jimmy himself, he came and explained about the property of the wood, what is the importance of this wood, and what is the specialty. So we have taken this in one of our module, which was 2 weeks module, and the idea was exploring the wood, maybe with other material, little bit maybe some metal or some ply or some flexi ply. Okay, so you bring out the beauty of the wood, okay, but in a commercial retail space. Okay, how you can introduce this material in a retail space as a system, as a furniture, as a fixture. Okay, so this is where the workshop, in this 2 weeks workshop, students contributed. Okay, and they ideated, they came up with the area what they want to work, what kind of furniture, then ideated, lots of discussion. I had Mr. Piyush Bhai from Ahmedabad campus, an excellent wood working person skill. So he also came from Ahmedabad to assist, and you can see students working in our campus with a limited facility. Like in ID Bangalore, we have a workshop, basic processing, everything is possible. But some of the thing we had to go out, okay, and get it done, some of the process. But students worked very hard, within 5 days of time, they could produce their final product, and the finishing and all, it took some more time. So you can see there is a flexi ply also used in some places little bit MDF is there, some places you can see metal also, and these are the final outcome. Okay, so you can see here a display stand for toys. So you can see the combination of how this hemlock Canadian wood is used along with the flexi ply. So this is I'm talking about the entire construction. It was done within 5 days of work. Okay, so and all the students are handling, most of them. Okay, 90% of them are handling timber first time in their life, and we could come up with a very good finish, very good products, And again, thanks to the Canadian wood providing good quality wood, so we could achieve that quality in finish also. So this is the one of the product developed, and this is another one again for a display of children product, where combination of MDF and timber. So here timber is kept without any color because to highlight the beauty of that grains, and the timber is highlighted here. Okay, so you can see two sides are two different, like one is a daytime, one is a night time. Okay, so that is how this is conceptualized. The another one is another display stand with a storage. Okay, so display plus storage is, so it could be like in both scenario. Could be a residential, it could be for a retail space where like a boutique kind of arrangement, like no one can look at. The another one where the flexi-ply combined with the timber. Okay, so when even this flexi-ply is also one of the planted material, so rubber, and you can see the way it is constructed with a proper balance, proper joining systems, and there is a colorful line you can see with the created with the resin. So this is a team who created with the furniture. Another is a mannequin form where you can display different products, mostly like cosmetics, accessories, and even jewelry could be the another category. So there is a huge scope. Like in this direction, one can set up like where wood can be used. Like now we have been seeing like mostly mannequin use the FRP or maybe plastic or things like that. Even I have made mannequin with bamboo. Okay, but now it's the first time like maybe we see like there is a opportunity we can explore it further in a retail space with human forms. The team with the product. And the last one, like this system that like this team had looked at creating one single form and making like different orientation, different configuration to create a system of arrangements. Okay, with a simple metal connector. You can see that blue color is a metal clip that is created, and like now if you can have as many of these module, and you can create entire space. Like suppose imagine the entire store is done with this. Okay, not just for the display, including for sitting. Okay, so some of these also well made, very precise, take the precision. So Piyush Bhai from Ahmedabad who taught the student the precision, how to make things very precise, good joineries without any failure. So you can see the different arrangements of the same. Like you can see the same is used for sitting as a bench with a small table. Even you can imagine it could be like in a cafe also. Two people can sit and have a coffee. Okay, the center part could be a small coffee table. But there are enough number of possibility, orientation, like you can explore in this. And like the process is still continuing. We are still working, and I am conceptualizing right now, like combining this wood with bamboo. And maybe I hope like next time I'll be able to share more working with bamboo. And thank you once again to Canadian Wood providing our students this wonderful opportunity. And we are going to work again together in future. Maybe we could invite some of you as stakeholders together, like we can do some work. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Sushant. Thank you for such an insightful session. I'm sure you must have got the crowd engaged. Because I'm seeing a lot of curious questions, which makes me, push towards my next session, which is the Q&A session. For this, I would request both the speakers to please come on, switch on your videos. And we've got very good, interesting questions, which I'm sure the crowd would like to have some suitable answers. So, I think, Jimmy, you would like to take
Yep.
the first question, and we would like to understand, especially from the sustainably forest management practices that we speak about in our presentations. Some people would like to understand how tree saplings justify cutting down of trees, which is one tree which takes years to grow. I'm sure you'll have some insight to give.
Yeah, Arif, that's a wonderful question. In fact, in 20 minutes, I thought of explaining so many things related to sustainability. But anyway, this question triggers, so very good, good session altogether. Anyway, um, Canada, I tried to explain many things related to the best practices there. It's a policy that when we harvest one tree, it is to be replaced by minimum 3 trees, and those saplings needs to be uh, taken care of to its self-standing or minimum 10 years, or it then it needs to be ensured that these saplings are becoming a tree. They are growing. That is the policy. But the story behind is something totally different. See, when the trees are aged, say 100 year or 200 year or whatever the number, just like human beings, they also will die. So, on every product there is an expiry date. So the very mature trees, when they are non-productive, no longer productive in terms of growth, wood or even liberating oxygen, they become very dormant. And many of the trees will start dying from inside, which we may not be knowing from outside. So as a policy to save the environment, to save that particular resource, we in the sense the forest industry as a policy, they extract the timber before they decay or before they start dying, so that the resource can be utilized well. And also the young and vigorous new saplings, they can produce more and more oxygen. So these are the two major ideas. Of course, the original tree which is harvested will take even centuries to become mature. But we have to we have no option. We have to cut them and plant them so that more wood, more oxygen. That is the solution. I think I have elaborated on that answer.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, you did. And I'm sure we have a lot of information on sustainability available on our website. You can always go through and get more information, and we are always available to help you with all the insights that is required. The next question is to Mr. Sushant. Somebody would like to understand which Indian bamboo species is most suitable for constructing such product, decor, and furniture. Would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, sure. I will answer. So bamboo, again, it is not one single kind of material. So different species are there. Okay, so broadly, like now, if you look at, we have solid bamboos, and like now we have hollow bamboos. So within that solid bamboo, we have something. There are few species that normally we are using. The important one is Dendrocalamus toxae. So Dendrocalamus toxae is one of the furniture that you have seen in the presentation. It is made of Dendrocalamus toxae. It is a solid bamboo species and widely cultivated in Western Ghat region, Maharashtra, Karnataka, some part of Madhya Pradesh. And it is a farm material, and you will get up to around 50-55 mm dia at the bottom. Sometime it go to 60 plus. So this is a very good material, almost like a timber. We're using like a timber. So, but the fibers are very long, unless like in wood you will find fibers very short. So this is very good for furniture, even even for making many other interior elements. Like you can use these. Apart from that, you can use the processed bamboo also, engineered bamboo. So engineered bamboo is also coming in a different form. Like you might have heard about bamboo mat ply, bamboo lumber board, okay, bamboo laminated board. There are many kinds of bamboo strand board. So many kind of industrially processed engineered bamboo is available. And apart from other bamboo, like it's all how you're using. Okay, so the way we are using the bamboo, like completely different way we try to treat. Okay, the look and feel, like you have seen, if you remember the image of the sofa. Okay, it doesn't look like a bamboo furniture. Okay, or maybe it doesn't look like a craft product or something. So we look at the entire process flow, the way construction in a completely different way. That makes different. It's not about which species you are using. So there are other species, Dendrochalamus strictus, Thyrostachys oliveri. So many other bamboo species are there which is solid. Okay, in hollow species we have many more. Okay, so maybe if you want to know more about bamboo, you can always connect with me, because maybe there is a time limit here I can talk.
Thank you, Sushant. Jimmy, would you like to add something on the Canadian species, the timber that can be used as well for the furniture and decor products?
Yeah, of course, Western hemlock is the prime choice for all furniture and interior applications. So, yep, that's the best choice. All other species also can be used. There is no doubt about that. But our prime species is Western hemlock for interior and decors.
Thank you, Jimmy. Mr. Sushant, just a question that I would want to also understand. Probably the crowd is engaging to understand your thoughts on using sustainable timber, on using the sustainable timber.
Yeah, so sustainability is like one of the word that now everyone is like talking about. Okay, so everything people are now looking at. Even last day when I was taking a class for the students from furniture design, so one of the exchange students, I was talking about bamboo. So one of the exchange students from Europe. Okay, so she asked me like, okay, Europe doesn't grow bamboo. Okay, we have to get the bamboo from China. Okay, so take like transporting all the way, it is from China. Okay, the bamboo from China to Europe. It takes lots of cost, lots of fuel, it's got of energy, all that. So she telling one of the way like people look at sustainability is not just material. Okay, so many other things move around with sustainability. So we can define that in many way, like in timber. Okay, timber, something like planted timber is there. Okay, now in this case, your Canadian wood case, the wood is proper sustainable management, that forest management that Canadian agency is doing. Okay, so Jimmy answered it well, why it's sustainable. Okay, so we need to connect it with how we are using, where we are using, and it is not just using like wood. Okay, so when we connect with many, you're replacing something in bamboo, we always tell it can replace so much plastic. Okay, in many products, we explain so much plastic replace. So when I connect it suddenly with okay, it might cost some amount for transportation. When I compare with that plastic and this transportation cost, bamboo is again playing a good value there. Okay, so you need to connect with many things. It is not just using the timber or a bamboo. Okay, even the process. Okay, many time I heard people talking about stainless steel is a sustainable material. Yes, one of the way it can be recycled. Glass you can recycle. Okay, but how much energy is going? That is the question people still ask. You can do recycle, but how much energy you take for recycling? But here in this wood, we may not need to recycle. Okay, but if timber is available, well managed, okay, the forest, they're planting enough sapling while they're cutting. So one way, if you look at it, can be a very well sustainably managed system that you are creating.
Thank you, Sushant. Thank you so much for a very elaborated answer. Jimmy, the next question is to you. I'm sure that would be more relevant. The question is, which type of wood is good for bending purposes?
Oh, yeah. I don't have a ready answer to that question. However, the reason is that so far we haven't tried using or bending the 5 species we have. I think some of you, one of you at least, come up and do that experiment so that we can provide the wood. You do the experiment, we will see the result.
Yeah, like in my presentation, there was a I talked about a bend component. Okay, actually, like yesterday, I thought like maybe bending may not be required here, so that's why I didn't talk about bending. So that bent timber, okay, what you've seen in that Nakashima furniture, it is rosewood, very hardwood. Okay, very solid and hardwood. So if you can do the bending of rosewood, okay, so I think you can also experiment and do other timber. I think it will work, and many people are doing bending, and especially like would require a steam bending process. Steam bending, if you can do experiment, steam the piece of timber in a tube. Okay, so you can work out like a very simple experiment system, and you yourself will be able to experiment that. Okay. So only thing is like you need to create the steam. Even like if you can create a steam from a pressure cooker, doesn't matter. But if you can work out a small system with a tube, with a steam control, okay, and you can experiment that. And wood you can bend it.
In fact, we can provide the technology, whether that is steam bending or any other kind of ammonia or different types of bending. But if any of the OEMs here they attending this seminar, if they have the facility, we can provide you this technology as well as the material to try. Let's see.
Recently, one of my student did the steam bending of bamboo. We don't have a facility, but she herself at student level, she built a small system by herself, and she demonstrated can be bent. Okay.
Yep.
So it's easily like if you know the method, do it at experiment level.
Thank you, Sushant. I wanted to just also probably get the thoughts from the audience. What the images that you showed us, where you designed a lot of unique furniture made out of Canadian wood species. Could you tell us your thoughts, what difference you felt when you were designing furniture with hemlock or Douglas fir in comparison to other species?
So one thing is like it is a very well properly seasoned. So the finish and the form and all like because normally like if I'm sometime buying from the local market, it is not well seasoned. Okay, well not well processed. So there is a moisture. Okay, there is a change happens sometime in the shape after even cutting. Also, I can we normally notice some kind of deformation. But here the timber was well processed, treated, good seasoned timber. The quality of material that now we could achieve the finish. Even we can achieve finish in any wood. Okay, like even teak also you can achieve the finish. But working with other similar kind of pine material previously. Okay, because even after finishing, you will see like some undulation on the surface. But here we could see that finish surface was much better compared to other pine. So I'm not comparing with other hardwood. Okay, but similar kind of softer timber. If I compare finish, the control over shaping and control over machining or chiseling. So the quality of chiseling and all much better. Even our students, I told, they're also first time working, and you could see the kind of finish and what they come up with.
Thank
Of
you.
course, Piyush Bhai was there, but student still they were working alone many places.
Thank you.
Very encouraging to hear that.
Yes. Good to hear that. And I've seen a lot of various designs. I'm sure there are a lot of unanswered questions, but we are always available to answer your questions via email. You can always reach out to us. I'll just take one last question probably, and that is to Jimmy. Jimmy, probably you can give a little insight on the Canadian wood species that we offer. There are some questions that are being asked by the audience, and are they chemically treated? And also how they are available in India if they would like to buy it from the local market.
Okay. Yeah, it is very much required to clarify that the wood coming from Canada, they are not treated with any kind of chemical. They are naturally grown, first of all, harvested using the latest technology, and then cut to exact sizes. Then some of them are planed or sanded or prepared, the surface prepared. Other than that, seasoning is done, then proper grading is done, grading based on the properties or the defects or different attributes. So they are graded into different classes or groups. Apart from that, there is no chemical used, no other materials used. They are properly graded, seasoned, and packed and shipped for a ready-to-use condition. So there is no chemical used in this lumber coming from Canada. And in India, we help almost more than 40 plus importers in 22 different cities. They import regularly the timber from large Canadian mills, and they distribute the 5 species regularly through their outlets. So in almost all the major cities, starting from Ludhiana to or Chennai in south, in almost all major cities, we have somebody means importers. They import and sell the Canadian species. So we have the details available on the website. Our website is canadianwood.in. So if you want any further information, you can contact one of our team members or email to us info@canadianwood.in. We will be ready to help with answers and support. Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this wonderful session. I would like to thank the speaker especially for coming up with such a great and knowledgeable session and got the crowd engaging. I'm sure we will have many questions awaiting, but we will always be available to answer it. Post the webinar is over, we will be sharing with you a survey questionnaire, and we would like you to please share your feedback, how the webinar is conducted. And if you have any questions, any feedback to give us, we are always available to improvise. With this, I would like to thank and conclude the webinar. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Sushant. Thank you for your wonderful time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to all the participants. We will answer the remaining questions through email. Thank you.